Family, peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. I'm only 30 minutes late, you know. I'm on Hebraic African time, so forgive you, brother. But y'all climb on in. How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Y'all climb on in. Today was another beautiful day in the ATL. You know, felt good out here today. I got to do grounding. I got to do some breath work, and I got to talk to my people. So, you know, I'm not complaining at all. Peace, peace. Y'all climb on in. Peace, love, light, and healing. Shalom, shalom. What I want to talk about today is how we have been locked in a deadly experimental environment. So that's what we're going to go over today. We're going to talk a little bit about that, how we've been locked into a deadly experimental environment. And I want to go over symbiotic and embryotic relationships, showing you, you know, that when the woman is in a certain environment, how it plays a major role in the health of the fetus and of the embryo that becomes a potential baby. And, you know, really get in here and start showing these statistics and how, you know, if you look at the prison systems and you look at certain brothers that's locked up, it's crazy how the system target a specific age, the system target a specific neighborhood. The system target a specific psychology of a people. And we're going to get into, you know, rat experiments and certain type of experiments that John Calhoun, which is a scientist at a university, and how he stuck rats on top of each other. And he watched how the environment changed the health, the role, and the brain activity of the rats. And I'm showing y'all that we are in this same exact matrix. We're in this same exact environmental, experimental environment till this very day. So y'all climb on in. Peace, 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 love, light, and healing. Climb on in, climb on in. Yaakov, shalom, shalom. Genesis, Yisrael, or Bereshith, Yisrael, shalom, shalom. Say Timmons, shalom, shalom, queen, how you doing? Astro, climb on in, shalom, shalom. Jeannie, shalom, shalom. My love, shalom, shalom. Finesse, shalom, shalom. Y'all climb on in. Yahkanan, shalom. How y'all doing? Let's go over this stuff. My big sister, Ima Shushan, how you doing, Susanna? How you doing? Shalom, shalom, queen. Y'all climb on in here, and we're going to talk about these things. All right, what we're talking about is, you know, how we have been locked into a daily experimental environment. Once we go through this stuff, it will blow your mind. And I want to show y'all how to truly heal yourself, and how, if it's something wrong with your elbows, it's something wrong with your gut. If it's something wrong with your brain and your head, it's something wrong with your gut. If it's something wrong with your skin, it's something wrong with your liver. If it's something wrong with your skin, it's something wrong with your brain, because all of these things come from the same cells. You see what I'm saying? All of these things come from the same exact cell. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Young Yashir, shalom, shalom. Peace, God. How you feeling? How you feeling? I love you, little brother. How you feeling? Y'all climb on in. If y'all ready to get this started, type in some nines and we're going to go on in. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go in. I see a nobody naysayer in the building. I see a nobody naysayer in the building. It's all good. It's all good. All right, let's get it. Yo, let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so look, we're going to go straight to it. So what I was looking at, I was doing some researching and, you know, just going over this inmate statistic profile. And what's crazy is I was going through it, and I'm just looking up the one for St. Louis, and I'm looking at the one for Georgia, and it was showing the demographic of people that are getting locked up and hid in the prison houses. It showed their age. Most of the people, you know, are between 18 and 24. It shows their weight, their height. It shows the demographic or the population where they was at when they got locked up. It showed whether they was married or not. And I'm looking at this stuff, and it's blowing my mind, because I'm seeing an algorithm. I'm seeing straight a specific group of people that are being targeted to be experimented on. And what I mean experimented on, we're going to look at some videos. I'm going to show y'all that they're doing the same thing to our neighborhoods, and they're doing the same thing to the prison system. And when you get eugenics and where eugenics came from and things like this, once you really get deep into what true healing and health is, it's always been in an environment like I've been telling y'all since day one. You see what I'm saying? It's always been the environment like I've been telling y'all since day one. So I'm going to pull up and share my screen with y'all. But before I do that, I want to show y'all some different healing techniques and show you how to really, diagnose yourself. Like, for instance, if you look in the mirror and you have dark rings around your eyes, that's automatically showing you that them are kidney. Face, where the bumps are located, that shows you things are wrong with different type of organs in your body. You can look inside your eyes and study your irises, and if you see brown things in your eyes, that shows you have high blood pressure. If you see little dark yellow spots, that shows you have liver problems. If you see gray like rings around your irises, that shows you have a nervous system weakness. So I want to go through that, because all of these things actually track back to who you are, when you are, and what you are when you were in the womb of your mother. See, sickness happens when you in the womb. That happens when you in the womb. Your growth and development of your mental capabilities, all of this is in the womb of the mother. That's why her environment plays a major role when she's pregnant. If she's in a stressed environment, that means her nervous system stressed. So she start producing certain type of chemicals, and these chemicals will go and feed the baby. If she's happy, this oxytocin, these chemicals break down into food, and then it mushes with amino acids, and then it matches itself with certain type of trace minerals, and these chemicals feed the baby. So whatever the mental state is that the woman is in while the baby is in her womb, this directly affects the child when the child is developing. And we're going to go through and we're going to show you how the development of the child and how the child is mushed together. So let me do this real fast. So if y'all see this is actually an embryo growing into a fetus. You see that? That's an embryo growing into the fetus. So I'm going to show you a picture. We're going to go through these things. So if y'all ready, type in some nines. We're going to get it started. And I'm going to start off with this picture right here. Type in some nines and let's run through this real quick. Unfortunately, I was depressed during my pregnancy. And see, that plays a major role, Queen, into the baby, because depression brings adrenaline, oppression brings adrenochrome, and these things put the baby in fight or flight. So I can tell you that the direct correlation to what the baby will suffer from when they get older. You're going to have to watch out for kidney and adrenal problems, because you was pumping a bunch of adrenaline in your blood, and your bloodstream and the baby bloodstream is the same thing while I was in the stomach. While it's in your womb. So you're going to have to look out for the kidneys, and you're going to have to look out for the adrenals, because fear and depression is a direct effect on the kidneys and adrenal. It puts the baby into fight or flight. And that's the reason why we have all these stress diseases. And if you look at what a stress disease is, you have to just picture yourself running from a lion in a jungle. If you're running from a lion in the jungle, one thing you're not going to be worried about is eating. You see that? So what's going to happen? Your stomach is going to cut off, and you're going to stop producing certain type of glucoses and fructoses to fire off the cells to bring the cells nutrients. You're just going to be worried about burning excessive fuel to get up out of there. So that's the first thing that's going to happen. Another thing that's going to happen is all of the lymphatic mechanisms, or what we'll call the immunological system, all of these different type of antigens and all of these B cells and T cells, lymphocytes and phagocytes, they start going to war. So this put the body in stress, because it's giving the body a warning sign, and you feeling like you finna die. Another thing happen is adrenaline fills up the bloodstream. Adrenaline and cortisol. Well, adrenaline and cortisol is full of salt. So now what happens is the blood starts to literally constrict, and all of the water and nutrients that's inside of the cell start being taken out. Another thing happens is that you start reserving certain fats and sugars up in the liver. So now the liver is full of glycogen, and it starts getting fat on it. Another thing is your prostate shut down, because you're not worried about reproducing, because every energy that you need to go through every different metabolic process in your body, you're using all of that energy now to use to run. You're using it for survival. So the energy that was in your bloodstream, that was moving your blood around, you're using that, because you have to pump epinephrine and neuroepinephrine. It's like when you get stung, or they put one of them epinephrine EpiPens inside of you to make your heart wake back up and start pumping again. It's the same thing. That's why your heart start pumping full of that adrenaline. Notice when you get scared, your heart rate speed up. It speeds up for a reason, because it's pumping more blood throughout the body, because it wants you to get up and run. It wants you to get up and go. This all happens from something called the reptilian brain. This all starts from the reptilian brain, and the reptilian brain literally is only worried about survival. It's worried about eating, and it's worried about sleeping and reproducing. So whenever you living in a reptilian mindset, or whenever you living in a reptilian brain all of your life, you are literally damaging your cells and it stunts your growth. It sterilizes your semen. It sterilizes your egg production when you're going through ovulation. Women, it sterilizes and it clouts your judgment and your mindset, because the only thing you're worried about is surviving. When the only thing that's on your mind is surviving, you do not allow energy inside of your body to work on your digestive system. You don't allow energy inside of your body to work on you thinking sharply. You don't allow the energy inside of your body to work on your metabolic processes, to work on your growth, to work on your pituitary gland, your pineal gland, to produce melatonin and serotonin and all these different solitons, electrons and neutrons. You see that? So when you living in a fight or flight state, your mental state is just always constantly living in fear, you are literally shutting down your reproductive organs, and everything for you to mature and become a human being, it slows down in time and it slows down in history. And we are systematically being targeted like that. There's a reason why we're scared to ride around in cars, because you're scared to get pulled over. There's a reason why every time you turn on the news, it's just a bunch of bad, negative things on there, and you seeing your brothers and sisters getting murdered in the streets, either by each other or by the police. There's a reason why they came up with certain programs to keep the male outside of the household, to break up the families. You see that? Y'all think welfare and all these different programs that was offered to you by Sally Mae and by Big Pharma and by Uncle Sam, y'all think these was a coincidence, and how it isolated the black man up out of the house? They used to even send caseworkers to the household. They are sending caseworkers to the household to check, to make sure that your baby father's shoes wasn't there, to make sure your baby father clothes wasn't in the closet. And if they did find any indication that the male was in the house, they cut your funds. They cut your funds. They cut the umbilical cord that you have grown to the government. This was all systematically done at the same exact time to break up the black family, because the black family is one of the strongest, powerful, moving structures in humanity. When the black god and the black woman, the black goddess is together and they have children, and the house is headed by the man, and the woman is playing her specific purpose and role, and the children are in line and they are wrapped around black history, that is the most dangerous weapon known to mankind. That is the most dangerous weapon known to mankind. So that is a weapon of mass destruction when it comes to other nations, because now they can't exploit us. Now they can't get us to work at their jobs. Now they can't, because we are builders. We are creators. We are a part of Elohim. We create things. We created civilizations. We showed the other nations how to be civilized. We showed them how to bathe and how to cook food properly. We showed them how to keep up their hygienes. We showed them how to pray. We showed them spirituality systems. We showed them how to count the stars and map out the world. You see that? So if you are a predator like these people are, and you look over and you're a cave dweller and you looking down at civilizations, my only first plot and plan is to get cool with them and over manipulate these people and have them working under me. That way I can have them doing everything while I'm sitting back and I'm living off the benefits, blood, sweat, and tears of these smart people. So it all makes sense. So in order for them to do that, though, they had to get rid of the muscle. They had to get rid of the brains. They had to get rid of the forefront or the front liner of the household, and that's the black man. And that's why they're locking the black man up the way they are. If you look in the prison systems and you see the prison systems are overpopulated, I mean, it is crazy. I am looking at this stuff, and this stuff will blow your mind how overpopulated the prison system is. And like if you look at one like race groups, all right, this is just race groups alone in the prison system, and this is just for Atlanta. Just alone in a year, people that got felonies, people that got locked up and stuck with felonies that will never leave, right? If you look at the blacks, which is the highest, we talking about 61%. We talking in a row, we talking about 95%. We talking about 31,357 black males that they just put in the system and that they just got locked in the system, y'all. I mean, it's way more than that, but we just talking about in little small cities. We not even talking about, statewide and things like that. Then you look at how many of these men were married, and this will blow your mind. It's sickening. It made me sick to my stomach. And I'm talking about this stuff even show you their religion, what religion that they're in. And check out the religion, y'all. the most religion that these black men were in is Christianity and Islam. So it's like, well, we got a problem then. So if all of these brothers is serving Christianity and Islam, and the most part of Christianity is with Baptists, it's like, so where the hell is the Baptist church at? Why they don't have any type of programs for these brothers that are locked in cages like damn rats? And the reason why I'm going to keep quoting rats is because when I show you this rat experiment, it is going to blow your mind. You see that? And then you got 2,000 of them, which is 96.4% in a row. It says that they are into the Islamic religion. You see that? And I'm not saying that that Farrakhan and them is not doing any type of prison relief programs or nothing like that, because I see him doing that. I see him trying to get in the prison system. So I'm not going to even down Farrakhan when it comes to that, because I can see him trying to free the minds of the people, especially when it comes to being in prisons and being locked up in these white supremacist institutions. But when we come to the church and you get into Christianity, and I'm seeing that all of these brothers are locked up and they following Baptists and they following a Caucasian Jesus and stuff like that. Well, where is your programs trying to get them back to their family? Where is your programs that they're trying to get them back home to their children, to their wife, to society? Because these are human beings and they belong to families. They have mothers, they have fathers, they have children, they have relatives that love them, that have completely forgot about them because they've been in the system for so long. How do you think that make you feel? Get you a rat and lock that rat in a shoebox for 6 months. Only feed it 3 times a day and feed it the most poorest shitty food ever. And you tell me when that rat get out of confinement that he's going to be okay. No, he's not. Some of the rats, when we going to watch these videos, when you let them out, they willfully went back in. They didn't even want to be in society no more. And we literally call this recreation programs. We literally think we are putting people in the prison systems to actually stimulate and recreate their mindset. No, we are breaking these men. And I know this by experience because I've been there. I got felonies. You see that? So if anybody can relate to what's going on inside of our neighborhoods, Yah'ki most definitely can relate. So I have to do something about it. Like, this is our duty. These brothers and these sisters are our responsibility, y'all. There is no other race that will let they people go through these things without doing nothing and having certain programs set up for them for when they get home, or for when they in the prison systems, or for when they going through things, or for when they get pregnant, because they wasn't taught or installed these different morals that's supposed to be installed in them, that's not going to take them to parent planhood to murder their babies. You see that? We are all participating in eugenics. We either killing the babies by abortions, we killing the babies by all types of other things, we killing the babies by alcoholism, by eating all the wrong foods, being drunk off of eating rotten dead animals' flesh that we simply call meat. Our diets are all messed up. We drinking milk and all other types of things. We not in the sun enough. We sitting in cubicles all day. We breathing in toxic air. And like I was telling y'all yesterday, we are confined to these concrete prisons, these concrete jungles, and these things are experiments. Notice when you look at your average rich Caucasian, your average rich Anglo-Saxons is not in the city. The Anglo-Saxon is not in the city. He's in the fields. He's in the hills. He in the mountains. He's somewhere where there's a lot of acres at. He away from telephones. He away from all these other different things. But guess where we at? In the cities. The concrete jungles. This is an experiment. This is the matrix like never before, y'all. This is the matrix like never before. Then you keep going and you read through this stuff, y'all. It just get more mind-boggling to me. You see, half of them had full-time jobs. Half of them had full-time jobs. So hold on. Look, let me just show y'all the full-time jobs, y'all. This stuff is mind-blowing. Over 14,000 of them, when they got locked up, they had 14,157. It's just in the city of Atlanta alone. When they got locked up, they had full-time jobs. When they got out, they didn't have a job anymore. Guess what this man was doing at this full-time job? He was getting his money and taking care of his family. So now you gonna ridicule him for that. Now a man can't look, and it's crazy how it's set up and how they made society. If you see a Caucasian man, the moment that he comes into puberty, he is automatically called a man. You see an Asian man, the moment he comes into puberty, he is automatically called a man. You see any woman, the moment that they come into their puberty and the moment that they hips and they breasts develop, they are automatically called a woman. But only the black man, Only the black man have to go the extra mile to be called a man. Other than that, we get called boy. He's a boy. Or we got our women in the houses. You need to become a man. Be a man. Man up, man up, man up. Not noticing the systemic racism and the psychological warfare and programming that's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of years. Obviously, we are missing and we are lacking something that we need in the community. And not only do we need that, but we need to be motivated. We need to be uplifted. We need to be builded up by our protective shields of our households when it comes to the man and the woman, which would be the woman. Because if you look at the chessboard, guess who's protecting the king the whole time? It's the queen. So we need, instead of being ridiculed, we need to be finding solutions for the holy system that's going on. All these holes and pollution that's inside of the black family, that's inside of the black household. We need to be uplifted. We need to be motivated. We don't need to be, and then the whole thing, and then you got women telling men how to be man. No, that have to be told by a man that experienced, a man that has a nutsack, have testicles, that can procreate. So it's just showing you the destruction of a black family household and how it's systematically structured, y'all. This paperwork will blow y'all mind. Half of them was full-time, 14,157 of them was full-time when they got locked up. I wonder what's happening now to the households. You done lock them up full-time. And most of this stuff be for petty crimes or it be for environmental stands, an experiment. You done took all the food out of the neighborhood and I can't get a job. What am I supposed to do? I'm just supposed to pray and just hope the food come, or am I finna have to get out here and get it? You see what I'm saying? And then that's how you know that these certain Christianity religion systems was set up like the FBI agent to keep us blind. They just gonna tell you to pray and have faith. So you sitting on your hands and your knees all day, and then your woman working sun up to sun down, and then you're a father, so you're not a nurturer in that type of way. So the children is getting on your nerves because the woman is able to take care of the children, and the children can bounce off the walls, and the children can fight and play amongst each other and just be all radical and stuff like that. The women was created with certain type of nerves to handle that. A man can't handle all of that. So now the roles have been switched. The woman is going to work 9 to 5. The woman is working all day long, and then the man that don't even have tolerance for children like that, because these type of mechanisms is not in us to even have it like that. Guess what's happening to him? Hold on, y'all. Guess what's happening to him? He's at home frustrated. You see that? His manhood is already feeling super, super, super low, because the woman is bringing home the big bucks, and now she, in her mind, she feel, because she's been prepped. It's not the black woman's fault. I'm not blaming the Hebraic African woman. It's not her fault. This is all systemic racism, and this all come down through post-traumatic slavery syndromes, y'all. So I'm not even blaming her. These mindsets was created by Europeans. We have the mindset of a European, and that's the reason why we act like that. But then you will see that what will blow your mind is hold on, let me turn this off, y'all. She's now feeling herself because she have got some type of power from the oppressor. So now she start thinking differently. Well, this nigga ain't shit. Well, this nigga ain't a man. He is a boy. So now she's talking back and she's doing all things and she's belittling him more. So now this forces his hand to get out in the streets and just do all types of things. You see that? Now he's robbing, he's selling dope, he's killing his own people, selling the dope to his people. You see that? Now he leave, the children is all messed up, and then the cycle continue on and on and on. And let me show you how they breaking up relationships, y'all. This will blow y'all mind. Let me show you. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. And it shows you the type of prisons they in, the type of faculties they in. And then you start looking up these prisons, and most of these prisons got different type of lawsuits and things on them because the environment is not even conducive for us to be in. And we wouldn't supposed to be in there in the first place. And the only reason why we are away from our families in there is because the experiment and the chess game that we have to play when we in the streets, the chess game that we have to play. We are at war on every side. We are at war every single day. We step a foot out of our household. We are at war, and we need to be taught that. And if you are at war and you're not being learned or educated how to be a soldier, then there's something wrong. The main education for the black boy, the black child, the black woman, and the black man should be warfare, psychological warfare. See that? Mental warfare, physical warfare. These are the things that we need to be educated on, because these are the main crises amongst the black community is warfare. We are being kidnapped. We are being adult napped and then stuck in prison houses and held for ransom. If anybody go kidnap somebody and hold them for ransom and get caught, they getting put under the jail. But yet the system come and kidnap and adult nap us all the time and hold us for ransom all the time. Lock us up and throw away the key. Then it shows you how many of them was on Medicare, or how many of them had insurance. None of these brothers got insurance. Show you when they come in, they dental work. Most of their teeth is messed up because they've been eating on the wrong foods that was systematically put in the neighborhoods to rot their teeth out. And you know, your teeth is directly connected to your cardiac system, your whole cardiovascular system. So now we in there with bad teeth. So what they want to do, we in jail, they want to take us to a dentist and pull all our teeth out. Dude, look, y'all realize that the school to prison pipeline is real, y'all. I mean, it is very, very real. Your children is being prepped to be kidnapped and taken away and put in the system to work as slavery, because that's what it is, low wage slavery. They giving them, brother, 30 cents a week, still making cotton, still making all these different things. Y'all are being, look, we are being prepped since we come from the womb. So if we being prepped to go to jail and to leave our family since we come from the womb, this is automatically warfare. So the only education we need to be teaching our children is psychological warfare. And what I mean that I know it sounds very harsh and it sounds violent. I'm not even speaking violently. I'm speaking psychological. How to play this chess game right. How to play this chess game right. How to have accounts in every other neighborhood that is full of hundreds of thousands of dollars just for lawyers and just for bonds. Just because you know they're going to be out here getting our people. How to form certain coalitions for we can walk around and knock door to door to make sure we need to be our own neighborhood watch. See that? If we catch our children while they're young, we teach them, look, I understand that you having certain problems inside of the household. I understand that this man that put his hands on you for his anger and aggression, and don't get it, he's a bitch ass nigga for that, because a man shouldn't be touching a woman anyway. But according to systematic racism, I can see why I have led to this point. Instead of calling the police on this man, call the coalition. Instead of calling the police on this man, call the chairmen and the founders of these different foundations and political parties that we have put together. We'll come get his ass in order. Because if you call the police on him and the police come, they might kill him and take us from him. And then you would have rather taken that black eye to have a dead husband and a dead father of your children. But see, this have to be taught while we're young. We need institutes to teach these type of things, y'all, because right now we are in a literally experimental environment and it is whooping our asses, y'all. I mean, it is whooping us. It is whooping us. And you just see what they're doing in the incarceration rate, y'all. I mean, this stuff is sickening, man. This stuff is sickening. There's people in here that got misdemeanors, not even felonies, that's been in jail half a year. A lot of them can't even come home because they don't even have an address. They don't even have an address. Like, we need to do something about this. And then, most importantly, what about the ones that are free and not in the prison systems, but in the prisons of their minds? That's in the prisons of their minds. Like, we have a lot of work to do, family. We really do. We have a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. 16,000 was married, stayed at home with their families and got locked up. 16,000. You just snatching them away from their families. And it's all is experimental. All of this play a role in eugenics, population control, trying to exterminate the so-called Negro from the face of this earth, y'all. And the ones that are weak and broken in mind, they're going to make them the new slaves. This is what this whole new world order is about. And that's why we have to be sick. And that's why we have to be diseased. Because if we sick and we diseased, we're not focusing on our minds. We're focusing on our bodies because we locked into it. It's impossible to think freely when you got diabetes and your pancreas hurting, your foot dying, your toes falling off. It's impossible when you got to make sure that you checking your blood sugar and keeping your insulin pen in and you checking on you all. You spending most of your time focusing on your illnesses. You can't even focus on being free. You see that? So the strong that will survive will become slaves, but the weak ones will be dead. They will be rooted out. They will be killed. We have to really see what's going on here, y'all. Our whole entire people, our whole entire tribe is at jeopardy here, y'all. Like our livelihoods is at jeopardy. Like we are being exterminated. We will be extinct if we don't get a hold of this, y'all. And everybody is fighting for their people but us. We are the only people that are not fighting for our people. Only people. And we can start this with the black woman in the womb before the babies are even coming out. Before the babies are even coming out. So what I want to show y'all is this, because this stuff it gets deep. It gets deep. So when you look at this picture, and I'm going to blow it up. Notice how this fetus is coming, and notice how the fetus is collapsed within itself. It's collapsed within itself for a reason. You see that? So we go into day 1, and I want to show you, we're going to go out because we're going to go back to day 1. I want to start at day 11. Notice at day 11 how it's all balled up. Then at day 7, how it's starting to form, and you see the tail, and you see the legs, and all of these other things, right? But then you see at day, you see at day 13 how it's all combined together. We finna start seeing how certain organs and things are made and where do they come from. So let's just move up to day 16. Now, do you see what day 16 is? You see the arms and how the arms come out from the lung buds. You see that? You see the head, and how the head come directly from the abdomen. The head comes directly from the gut. Your whole head comes from your gut. You see that? You see how the legs come from the bottom of your abdomen. So you are seeing the formation of a baby. So your elbows are tucked in into your lungs. It's tucked in into your gut. Your head comes from your gut. So if you have a head problem, if you have certain type of mucus and pressure and headaches, know that it's a gut problem, because your head and your gut come from the same cells, come from the same embryonic cells. And I'm finna show y'all this. Your elbows come literally from your groin area. So anytime you have itchy elbows disease, and they even have it called herpes dermatitis, itchy elbow disease, that's directly connected to your genitals. So if you have black elbows with that black, plaque on it, and it's just all broken out and they itch real bad, and they break out a lot, notice that something is wrong with your reproductive organs. We have to start really getting to holistic healing here, because it shows you everything that's going on. It shows you everything that's going on. Now check this out. This is finna be deep, y'all. So when you actually get into what I'm talking about, we are literally talking about this zygote here. And what this zygote goes through, it goes through a formulation called gastrulation. Gastrulation, right? So when it goes to this gastrulation, it creates these own different type of cells. Notice the colors of these different cells. So you have certain cells that becomes the ectoderm. Then you have other certain cells that becomes the mesoderms, which develops into organs. Then you have certain layers called the endoderm that becomes the lining of the organs. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is because you have certain systems and organs of the body that come from the same cell. Right now, we're going to get into this because it gets very deep, y'all. And I want to show y'all how they're experimenting with us inside of our neighborhoods. When you get to the ectoderm literally is the outer layer. It's the outer layer. That's your skin. It says, and it shows you the skin, and it derives from your sweat glands, your hair follicles, the epithelial layers of your mouth and of your anus, the cornea lens of your eyes, the nervous system, your sensory receptors. You see that? Now, the reason why I want to talk about the sensory receptors, because your sensory receptors are attached to your brain waves by way of your skin, where your skin is actually scanning your environment, and the information that you're getting from your environment is what molds and shape your brain. Now, let me say this again, because this shows you how important your environment is. You have something called sensory receptors and epidermis, right? The epiderm, epi means above or means beyond. Derm means cell or skin. So the hair is literally acting as a sensory receptor. And notice a lot of our black men are losing their hair. And if you're losing your hair on the outside, then you most definitely losing trillions of hairs and molecules on the inside. And if your hair is responsible for scanning your environment and bringing back different and certain proteins to communicate with your brain, to tell it how to mold and shape and how to react with the environment, and you're losing these things due to systemic acids and foods and alcohols and all these other things, then that means that your environment was purposely created to make you think a certain type of way. And if you think I'm lying, just start traveling. Just start traveling. Notice you be locked in a box when you're in a certain neighborhood, but the moment you leave that demographic and you start traveling and you start seeing other people and cultures, your mind and your consciousness start expanding. Gang banging ain't the shit no more. Gang banging is dumb nigga shit. See that? But when you grow up on the west side and you in the hood all day and you see gang banging all day, that's the shit. I want to be the best gangbanger ever. I want to be the best killer and the best robber ever. But then when you go to other different certain parts of the world and you see that they not gangbanging, they at peace, my blood can flow and my food can break down and digest properly, and I can think without brain fog or watching my back and living in a state of fear and anxiety all day, you be like, damn, this feels like total bliss. Now you don't want to go back to the hood. Showing you that your environment literally molds and shape your brain. And we're going to watch this because we have certain scientists in universities actually try these things and do experiment with rats all day. And they took the same replica of the experiments that they did with the rats and they applied it to the so-called Negro neighborhood. And we are suffering from the same diseases. We are suffering with the same psychosis, mental complexes. We are suffering from the same unself-awareness where we don't have any type of self-awareness. We are suffering from the same jealousy and envious of our oppressors, wanting to be just like them. You see that? And if you see our success, we base our success off of them. It shows you that the environment was rigged, y'all. The environment was created and we were put into it. They created a rigged environment, a rigged system, and they put us into it, just like they create prison systems and institutes and they put us into it. So a lot of brothers and sisters are thinking they free and you not. You are in a prison system. You are in an experimental environment. You are locked in chains, but these chains are mental. These chains are spiritual. You are worse than the brother that's in jail that have freed his mind, but he's in solitary confinement when it comes to his physiology. This is why we need institutes. This is why we need programs, health programs, food programs. This is why we need combat training. This is why we need financial literacy. This is why we need to be taught about the leverage of credit. This is why we need to learn all of these different skills. We have to, because these things are keys to us unlocking the bondage that is on our mindset. This is why we sick and this is why we dying. Now check this out. It gets deeper. It talks about the adrenal medulla. So hold on. My adrenal glands is directly connected to my skin. My skin grows hair, and these hairs act like sensory senses that scans the environment and tell my brain how to react to the environment. And we wonder why we all have adrenal fatigue and adrenal problems. And guess what? The adrenal glands is the most major glands on your body. Do y'all understand what the adrenals do? The adrenals is in control of the hypothalamus gland. The hypothalamus gland is in control of the 12 cranial nerves, or what we're going to call the 12 melanin clusters, or what we're going to call the 12 disciples, or what we're going to call the 12 hours on the clock, or what we're going to call the 12 systems in the sky, the constellations. Ooh wee. Hold on. So my skin is connecting with my environment, and that directly affects my adrenal glands, and my adrenal glands is in control of my fight or flight. My adrenal glands is in control of whether my liver is going to process or not. My adrenal glands is in control of my pancreas and whether I'm going to have diabetes or not. My adrenal glands is in control of my matrix, is in control of not my matrix, my mineral utilization. Whether I'm going to have iron phosphate in my blood, whether I'm going to have calcium in my blood, whether I'm going to have magnesium in my blood. My adrenal glands is in control of my sleeping patterns, the utilizations of my melatonin and my serotonin. And I wonder why I got sleep insomnia and I can't get no sleep, because my adrenal glands are being directly attacked, because my adrenal glands is in control of my skin, but my skin is growing certain type of melanin hair that are sensory senses that literally senses my environment. So what is the problem, family? The problem is the environment. If we can change the environment of our people, we can change the mindset and the health of our people. So we need programs and we need certain institutes that set up to change the environment. And the concrete jungle is not a good environment. Or you moving to the wilderness and you getting acres of land and you didn't change the mind of the people, so you brought niggas to the community, then that ain't changed the environment either. You have to change mind. Body will follow. The true environment is the mindset, because the mindset is interwoven with this environment. And that's why you have certain cases when you look on the boys in the hood and you seen Ricky and them and you seen how one was a gangster, all in the same hood around killing Bloods and Crips, but one went to college, but he ended up getting killed. But the other one was just a downright, Ice Cube was a downright hoodlum. So our minds are powerful enough to change the environment itself, but we must start teaching the children between the ages of 1 and 7 when their brains are in the theta state. That way they can be programmed the right information. We have to reprogram our children. You are who you are between the ages of 1 and 7. That is when all the programming of the subconscious mind takes place. So we have to catch them before that. We need to catch the children while they're in the womb. And how do we catch them while they're in the womb? Through the black woman, through the mother. Make sure she's taken care of. Make sure she's protected. Make sure she's loved. Make sure she's educated. Make sure she's free. Make sure she's fighting for her people. Make sure she's revolutionary. We don't want to talk about this, though, because to take the black woman to be that powerful, it takes the black man to be in his household. It takes the black man to be about his business. It takes the black man to be the God that he was created to be. And that gives the black man responsibility, and he never had responsibility in his life because it was taken from him by the cave beasts. It was taken from him by the cave dwellers. You see that? You see the true war? They war wasn't against us. They war was to turn us against each other. We always talk about black on black violence, but what about relationship violence where the man and the woman cannot agree in the same household? That is killing us way more than gangs. That is killing us way more than police brutality. That is killing us way more. And I'm not saying that these things are not important. Don't get it twisted, because these things are very important. We have to attack these things as well and come up with programs and solutions to these problems as well. This stuff is way deeper and way more important than suicidal rates, because if we can keep the black family together, none of these things would happen, because the black family together is a fucking force to be reckoned with. And that's one thing I love about my brother Kobe. The way he run his family is just is impeccable. It's amazing to me, and I tell him that all the time, you know. And that's why we need to show this more to people. We need to show us taking care of our families more, instead of using social media to shake your ass and to show your tits and for you to show your guns and your monies. My brother, show your family. Show you uplifting your family. Showing your children reading books. You see that? Show you taking your whole family out to eat. If we gonna show some shit, let's show that. For we can start really controlling the masses, start controlling the media, start controlling these information outlets, because the information that's being put out to our children is nothing but chaos and destruction. And remember, your skin is connected to your brain, which is connected to your adrenal glands, which is connected to your melanin hair that scans the environment and bring all this information in, and then it molds and it shapes your reality, your mindset. If y'all getting what I'm saying so far, type in some 9s. If y'all get what I'm saying so far, type in some 9s. Type in some 9s. And notice that what else is connected to the ectoderm, the tooth enamel. And we wonder why all the enamel is leaving our teeth and we all got rotting gums and gingivitis and all things are wrong with our teeth. It is not a coincidence that the dentist is attacking your teeth with fluoride, pulling your teeth when your teeth is not supposed to be pulled. Do you realize the more you pull teeth, for each teeth that is pulled, that is an extra year off your life, because these teeth are attached to nerves and these nerves are attached to organs. Do y'all realize the main cause of heart disease is not even the damn food, but it's the dentist pulling your teeth? It's the dentist doing things inside of your mouth and not telling you that your teeth are very valuable. Huh? See that they don't want to give you the statistics of teeth and dental problems that's related to heart disease. They don't want to tell you about that. They don't want to tell you that they putting fluoride in your toothpaste that is calcifying in your pineal gland, your first eye, not your third eye, your first eye. We are at war, family. How are we not seeing this? And if we are seeing it, then that means we are scared as hell because we not doing nothing about it. But I refuse. As a black God, I refuse. And I hate saying that word black, but, you know, it's a lot of new followers and a lot of new people following the channel. So I need y'all to identify with something. But, you know, when I say black, I literally mean Hebraic African mind, because that's what we are. We are Hebraic. We are Hebrew Africans. We are Hebrews out of the land of Africa. And then Africa is not even its original name. It was so many different names. Apiu. They got so many different names. Kemet or Kim, which come from ham. But in English, they don't put the C and the H together to make the H sound like in Hebrew or like in the Phoenician tongue. So they just kept the H and they call it ham. So it went from Kemet to Kim to ham. You know what I'm saying? And that's where these different names of the lands come from. But if you look into African and you really study in the culture, they never gave it a name. They always called their place after their tribal names. And us as Hebraic people did it too. You know what I'm saying? The tribe of Judah called the southern kingdom Judah. You know what I'm saying? The northern kingdoms called theirs name Ephraim, and they named it Ephraim. They named it after those. So we have to redefine our language too, because we're using languages with witchcraft definitions, and we're putting curses and spells on each other all day, every day. So it'll behoove us to start changing the language up too. It'll behoove us to start doing that as well. You see what I'm saying? Now let's keep it going. So the teeth enamel. Then you get into the epithelium of the pineal and of the pituitary gland. Even your spirituality is connected to your environment, because guess where your spirituality come from? Different dendrites inside your brain and your first eye, which is produced by melanin. This produces different type of dimensions of densities and everything. It open up your mind to the cosmic and of different dimensions that's around us. This whole collapsed holographic universe. So you telling me that my spirituality is connected to my ectoderm? You telling me that my tooth, which is directly connected to all major organs, is connected to my ectoderm? You telling me that my adrenals, which is in control of most of the functionings in my body, and which is give me all of my diseases if these adrenals go into fatigue and have any type of failure, this is connected to my ectoderm. You telling me my sensory senses, how I scan the information in my environment and how I perceive or my perception of reality and what molds my mind and my subconscious mind and my consciousness mind is a part of the ectoderm. Hold on, the corneas and the eyes, my eyes and how I see, how I picture images, that is an effect of my body. And by the way, we even see different from every other people because of the struggle and the experiments we went through. You see that? And I will just give y'all a certain analogy. If a Caucasian man look at a police, he's going to think that's his brother. He's going to think safety's around. He's going to think he's all good off of what he see with his eyes. He's going to say, I feel more safe. I feel more protected. I feel more secure because of police around. What he see with his eyes in his environment. But what the environment do to your ectoderm and do to what you see out of your eyes, you can look at that same very Caucasian police officer or even black officer, and you will think you will feel unsafe. You will feel unprotected. You will feel exploited, and you will feel like your life is in fucking danger. But we looking out of the same lens, huh? We looking out of the same physical eyes, huh? The same physiology, huh? No, we not. We are looking, our eyes perceive what our minds see. We see with chemical imbalances. We see with chemical and vibrations and light cold fractums. That's how we get our image and our picture of what we see in our reality, showing you that your mind is scoped and shaped very different from every other people on planet Earth. You don't see what we see. You don't view what we view. You don't feel how we feel. So you couldn't possibly teach me a damn thing. Only thing that you can teach me is how not to be. Ooh-wee. See, these are conversations that have to be had. These are conversations that people don't want to talk about. So even your eyes and your cornea comes from the ectoderm. Even the lining of your mouth and your anus, to your mouth from your anus is the whole gastro tract, the whole tract, this hollow tube. Even your mucous membrane, which is your lymphatic system, come from your ectoderm. And then all your skin in your brain and the glands and your hair follicles come from your ectoderm. So this means if anything is wrong with my hair, something is wrong with my skin, something is wrong with my eyes, something is wrong with my glandular highway, something is wrong with my sensory senses, something is wrong with my teeth, something is wrong with my adrenals. If anything is wrong with my pineal gland, something is wrong with my pituitary gland, something is wrong with my teeth enamel, something is wrong with my teeth. If anything is something wrong with my brain, something is wrong with my skin. If something is wrong with my skin, something's wrong with my anus. If something's wrong with my anus, something is wrong with the lining of my mouth. Do y'all see how this thing is holistically put together? And notice what affect this? The environment. Notice what affect everything that we've been talking about? The environment. Notice what affect the way we perceive reality? The environment. Notice what affect whether I'm healthy or not? The environment. So we must change the environment. We must change the environment. The environment is the problem because we have been locked into a deadly, y'all, experimental environment. Then you get to the Mesoderm, and you see that makes your skeleton structure, your notal cord, which basically become your whole entire nervous system in your spinal cord, the exocrine system, the circulatory system, the lymphatic system, the reproductive system. And once you truly go in, so on and so forth, you will start seeing that these things are attacked when the baby is in the mother's womb. So the thing we need to be protecting the most is the black woman. And if we are protectors of the black woman, then we automatically are doing our job as black men, which is saving and protecting ourselves. Because we have to protect our future generations. And the future generations come through the legs of a woman, whether we want to talk about it or not. Y'all see that? It gets deep. Now, let me show y'all this because this is systematically done, y'all. Let me show y'all this. I'm finna share my screen. If y'all get that so far, type in some nines, and then we gonna get to it. Shout out to my big brother, Malachi Maccabee in the building. Peace, God. How you feeling? All right, let's get to it. If y'all ready for this, type in some nines. We finna show something. Yes, that's right. We need strong families. We need strong men. We need strong women, and we need strong and intelligent children. We need strong families, and that is our purpose. That's our job, and that's what our program's about. That's everything that we are doing. We are finna free our people, and we are finna mentally rebuild the people mindset that is not free and is still out here, but they in mental captivity. So it's the same thing. We are sent here to set the captives free. We really are. My brother Kadar, peace, God. How you feeling, Nazarite? Peace, God. How you feeling? Shalom, God. You see that? We need strong Hebraic African families. All right, now check this out, y'all. All right, look, this finna blow y'all mind, y'all. This is finna blow y'all mind. Let's share this screen real quick. I want to pull this up. You know what I'm saying? Let's share this screen, and we finna get to it, man. We finna get to it. Hold on, let me share my screen real quick. Bang. All right, let's get to it real fast. Let me show you how this go. Let me show you how this work. It says down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole. Let's see what they've been doing. This is talking about John Calhoun.
Research to come out of mid-1900s America, there is little with a legacy as enduring or as terrifying as the mouse utopia experiments.
You hear what they called it? They called it the mouse utopia experiments. Over 78 experiments was done. I found a book where over 250 of them was done, but they didn't classify the other ones. And this is where you get your projects from. This is where you get the invasion of your neighborhoods from. This is where you get redlining from. This is where you get gentrification from. All these things came from certain scientists that was paid by universities to do these experiments to father and spearhead eugenics. What eugenics is, it deals with population control and getting rid of the black man and exterminating black families.
Taking place throughout the 50s, 60s, and early 70s, the grim fate of the subject.
Don't that look like high-rise buildings? Don't that look like projects to you? Don't that look like, boy, that look like the projects? And how I know what the projects look like? I used to stay in some projects. Stayed in Josteen in Illinois. I stayed in projects. Alton Acres in Illinois. See, a lot of people don't know I was born in Alton, Illinois. I grew up in Missouri with both sides. Then went from Illinois and moved straight to Baton inside of St. Louis. And y'all know about the bad end. So this look like projects, y'all. Now let me show you how they systematically kill us and break up and destroy black families and households. And we have to come up with solutions to this. So don't be watching this just because you're intrigued and you want to know. Only reason why you should be wanting to know for you can do something about it. So take notes, y'all. Come up with plans. Let's come up with systems. Reach out to me. I got hundreds and hundreds of y'all. Over 400 people reached out to me since yesterday. And I'm gonna be getting back to y'all tomorrow while I'm on the airplane. I am. So I'm gonna be make sure I got formulating responses and all of that. We are finna do major work in the communities, y'all. We done talking. We are done talking.
Was published in the national magazine Scientific American, and the experiments themselves were largely taken as apocalyptic portents. In a post-war United States,
y'all hear that? As apocalyptic importance. This is a damn apocalypse that's going on amongst the black community. This is straight mass extermination that's going on amongst our people. If we ain't dead in the streets, we in the prison houses. If we ain't stuck in the prison houses, we in the working fields, working day in, sundown to sunrise. If we not doing that, we dying of chemical warfare. If we not dying of chemical warfare, we're dying of the environment and diseases. If we're not dying of environment and diseases, we're killing our babies through abortions and just being sterilized. If we're not doing that, then we're getting the wrong education and we self-incriminating and self-killing ourselves. And if we're not doing that, then we cop out and we turn into Negro pens. And then we become weapons of mass destruction to ourselves. Do y'all think this is a coincidence? No, it's not. We have to do something about it.
The language used to describe the results, such as behavior sync, became synonymous with fears of an overpopulated world and violent, deviant behavior in cities. Today, they are preserved within fiction, such as Channel 4's conspiracy thriller Utopia and the classic animated movie The Secret of Nim.
Come on, let's get it. Let's listen to this.
So what were the Mouse Utopia experiments?
What were they? Come on.
Shortly after World War II, a group known collectively as the Environmentalists were making a large push to prevent environmental degradation, as well as overexploitation of the planet's renewable resources. Among these people were a group specifically known as the Neo-Malthusians, a term referring to the 18th and 19th century English scholar Thomas Robert Malthus.
Showing y'all how long this plan been in effect. This go all the way back to the 15s, but look, we gonna go as early as 18. They want to go as 18. But if you study true cave history and stuff like that, which I do, I study cave history, sun up to sundown. I know all about the mindset of the cave dweller. Straight up. If anybody can be able to talk about the cave dweller, I think I'm a part of that. You know what I'm saying?
Malthus proposed that while the world's population may increase exponentially, food production can only increase linearly, leading to an eventual subsistence-level existence for the human race.
You see that? So they talking about population control.
That became known as a Malthusian catastrophe. While advancements such as the Green Revolution saw that this didn't come about, the Neo-Malthusians acknowledged his concerns about overpopulation and feared that this pattern would result in the collapse of civilization or, at best, have extreme adverse effects. These fears were given a platform in writing of the time, especially in works such as William Vogt's Road to Survival in
Make sure y'all buy these books, Road to Survival. Come on, look, y'all got to start studying this cave dweller, y'all. Start buying these books, Road to Survival.
1948,
William
and
Vogt.
Perhaps most famously, Silent Spring by
Silent Spring, Rachel Carson. Buy these books, y'all. We got to start studying. We putting together a program. It's called the Eye of Lotus Research Institute. I am looking for people. I'm looking for people that are into political science. I'm looking for people that like to study history. I'm looking for like literally black excellent scholars at this. You don't have to have a degree. We're not saying you got to have a degree for anything, because a cave dweller putting his signature on you don't define you anyway. We looking for real researchers that's down, that's going to research the environment and research what the environment is doing to the people and their psychological processes. So we looking for them. You know what I'm saying? If you down with that and you really down and you want to start and work from the ground up, make sure you hit me up. We are really finna do this. We doing this, y'all. We ain't bullshitting. We ain't playing. We worried about the problems in the black community. Y'all can take that religion and stick it up y'all asses. We worry about the problems that's going on in the black community. We worried about that. We gotta get their spirituality in check. And the religion is just another experiment. That's all religion is. It's another box. It's another experiment. It's another box.
Rachel Carson in 1962. Before the movement's explosion of popularity in the 50s and 60s, however, researchers had already begun work investigating the effects of population growth, and among them was a man named John B. Calhoun.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. John B. Calhoun. Don't he look crazy? Look at him. He look crazy, boy. John B. Calhoun, the
Born
cave
in
dweller.
1917, Calhoun took an early interest in science, specifically ornithology, publishing his first paper on birds when he was 15, but over time, his interest would change. By the time he received his PhD, his focus had turned to ethology, the study of animal behavior.
So now he's studying animal behavior, and I know y'all hear me because I study animal behavior a lot, and the reason why is because nature does not lie. You know, man lie. But nature doesn't lie. So if you study the animals, they don't go against the code. The only people that go against the universal eternal laws of creation is humans, but they don't. So if you study animals and you can see the experiments on them and how they start reacting to their environment, you can actually apply it to today and see exactly what's going on with us. They've been doing this since the early 1800s. If you study cave history, though, it's been going on since the 1500s. But, you know, we just going to talk about this one right here. This has been done for millenniums, y'all. Thousands of years of stuff been going on. This is nothing new, and this is how you know that it's a dark demonic force that's behind this, and we must be the children and the people of the sun, the people of light, because they show trying to bring darkness over here, boy. They are.
When his education was concluded, he moved with his family to Towson, Maryland, to begin research at Johns Hopkins University in nearby Baltimore, but the research itself would be conducted much closer to home. In 1947, shortly after he arrived, he approached his neighbor about using some of their neglected property for an experiment.
For a what? For an experiment. Notice these words, because you got the Tuskegee experiment. Operation White Sand experiment. So-called 19 experiment. You know, I can't say the whole word because they watching my black boy. So as I say the whole word, this whole channel be snatched down. So I gotta say 19 experiment. It's a nation's experiment. They experiment on y'all getting that Franken shot. That is a experiment. They don't know what the hell is. They don't know what's going. They're projecting what's going to happen. And if you look and you read between the lines and they showing you what's going to happen. Luciferase is in that. Unborn fetuses is in that. Dead cancer stem cells from cave dwellers is in that. The decomposed cancerous cells of a lung from a black woman is in that. Mercury is in that. Bremium is in that Franken shot. Nanotechnology, nanoparticles is in that Franken shot. Ooh-wee. That's experimental.
Scope would be massive, and according to Calhoun, his neighbor probably didn't expect
right, the Jim Jones experiment.
To let him use the forested area. Taking over 1/4 of an acre, Calhoun
right,
constructed a massive habitat, complete with food, water, ample shelter, and protection from predators, with the only limiting condition being having performed research on them for his doctorate and constructing habitat. Each section was equipped similarly.
All right, here we go, y'all. Let's
Answer
get to
this
it.
question, he cited 6 of his experiments in particular, all with similar composition and concerningly similar results.
Now check this out,
The design of these habitats was simple. The layout was a rectangle measuring 10 feet by 14 feet, divided into
So notice what he's creating. He's creating what you would call living quarters or apartments, showing you that when it comes to the so-called Negro race, we need a lot of space. You should never cram us on top of each other. You shouldn't do that at all. We should be able to have a central common grounds where we come together, we eat, we dance, we do our spiritual practices and things like that. But when it's time to go home, he need to be a king over his own little castle. So the first thing they notice with these rats is when you stick them on top of each other, their behavior starts to change. And notice what they try to do. They always try to push us inner city. They try to put all the Negroes in the city on top of each other. That automatically does something to the epithelial layer of your skin and have your hair scan the environment, and it senses some type of danger, and it makes you think, and it puts you on alert automatically. You see that? This is systematically done, y'all. I'm telling y'all, wait till y'all man, this stuff is deep. This is all psychological warfare, family.
Sections by electric fences. 3 of these fences sported bridges over which the rats could climb, while one fence lacked such a bridge.
And that's the reason why in certain cities you have bridges, have certain overpasses and to leave real fast, but in other cities you don't. You have it like a trap. That's why certain streets are one ways and go straight to, and other ones go straight to the highway. These designs, even the archaeological designs of the constructions and the way they build inside the cities and inside the ghettos is for a reason, y'all. It's for a reason. Just like they built Washington, D.C. to worship Masism and worship the fallen ones, to worship the 12 fallen ones. It's the same exact thing when it comes to your neighborhoods. Even the designs and the way they do the streets, why they leave potholes in the streets. All this is to tick certain nerves inside of your brain to have you looking at reality in a certain way, y'all. I know this sounds far-fetched, and I know that a lot of this stuff sound like that that it's a conspiracy, but it's not. I mean, this is documented facts I'm talking about here. These are documents. So I'm not lying here, y'all. I just know it sounds too horrible to believe that it's a people out here that damn demonic, that damn narcissistic, but it is. They exist. And they're in control of the world. The earth was given into the hands of the who? The wicked.
Essentially creating one long space that wrapped in on itself. Each section was equipped similarly with a food hopper, water, and nesting areas accessible by spiral staircases. But Calhoun, leveraging his experience with the rats, made special changes to encourage specific behaviors.
You see that? So this is what it's just said. Let's break this down. Let's get into the psychology of this. He said that Calhoun, the scientist, made special changes to the environment to get certain behaviors out of the rats. Let me say that again. He built a society for the rats to live in. Then he made special changes to the environment that he built to bring about certain behavioral activities. Did y'all hear that? Look, let's rewind it because I'm not making this up.
Each section was equipped similarly with a food hopper, water, and nesting areas accessible by spiral staircases.
Watch what they're saying.
But Calhoun, leveraging his experience with the rats, made special changes to encourage specific behaviors.
Now, this don't only look like your projects. This don't only look like your apartments. This don't only look like these small rooms in your house and why they put the rooms so close together, but this look exactly like prison cells too. See that? You think because you free that you ain't locked up. Negro, you is locked up. You are in prison. In them apartments, you are in prison. Hiding away from the sun, you are in prison. In those small houses with the rooms and the thin walls, you are in prison. Ooh-wee. Do you realize how big your electrical magnetic field is? You need space sometimes. You need space. Only thing that you need to be connected to sometimes is the ground to give all those negative charges to Mother Earth. But how can I do that if I'm always interacting with other people and always feeling their aura and always feeling their electrical magnetic field? Then you wonder why you catch demonic thoughts, because the demonic thoughts was on that brother and on that sister. It wasn't on you, but you connected to their frequency and they fed you them thoughts because your thoughts is not in your head. Your thoughts is in your environment. This is scientifically proven. Epigenetics by Dr. Bruce Lipton. Look him up. He proved these things through science. He proved them. We've been talking about this for years. This is proven facts. You are connected to everybody by your electrical magnetic grid. Sometimes that grid need to be by itself or it can recharge. That's the point that they want to put niggas on top of niggas. But they want to buy hundreds of thousands of acres and be the only house on there because they understand this concept. So they build you projects because this is a project. This is an experimental environment. And then they change and critique and change up certain shit in the environment to get a certain behavioral act out of you. And you wonder why we the number one for diabetes, sickle cell anemia, HIV, herpes, STDs, murders, and so on and so forth, and why so much criminal activity that's going amongst in these projects and in these certain apartment houses and in these acres. And notice what they call them. If you even peep the name of these things, all of these different public housings are named after governmental officials, white men. These are projects. In cages. You thinking you free because you ain't got no damn CO around, and you ain't locked up 23 hours a day, and you don't got to stand in the line and get lunch, but you not free because guess what? They put the lunch in your neighborhood called Chinese food places. They put the drink in your neighborhood called liquor stores. They drop the dope off in your neighborhood. Yes, the CIA. They put clothing in your neighborhood full of owls or dyes that is bad for you, your blood, and your mindset, and your family. See that? They give you they logos. They give you they imagery. They give you they language. You are being controlled. You are in prison. Let's not get it twisted. And that's why you sick, because you don't know that. But hopefully after this video, you will know, and we will have a plan and course of action to undo this shit that's going on amongst our community.
He enticed the rats to use one of the center pens by making the spiral staircase to that pen's living spaces shorter than the others.
You see that? So some people have a spiral space longer than the other that's next to the bedroom. Even that matter. Things and places inside of your house matter. Where the couch go matter. Where you put the TV at matters. Where your bed is at matters. It matters. All these things matter because the mind matters. Matter is something that's physical. Mind is something that's influential and that's energetic. It's spiritual, but mind always matters. We got to worry about the physical things here, y'all, because this is what's happening. We are being attacked through our physiology and through our mental capacity, y'all, on all levels and forms. And that's the reason why we are sick. That's the reason why the black family have been destroyed. That's the reason why black men are either homosexuals or they locked up or their sperm cells have been dead and they can't repopulate. Do y'all see what's going on here? It ain't a coincidence that 1 out of every 4 women have fibroids in their womb and they cannot reproduce, or they got tumors growing on their fallopian tubes. Do y'all think that shit is a coincidence? 1 out of every 4? 1 out of every 4. That's not a coincidence. That is a project. That is an experiment. That is systematically done. It is.
Though he admits this was a comparatively small factor, but the more insidious change was to their food supply.
What it just says, but the more insidious change was to their food supply. The father of eugenics said if you change their food or control their food, you can control their minds. Who control your food? Are you growing your own food? Let's even go deeper, because some people are going to say, yeah, did you get the seeds of your own food, or did you have to go buy them from Monsanto? Did you have to go buy them from different government officials? It gets deep, y'all. It gets deep. You see that? Or you growing your own food, or you going to the grocery stores and getting that processed food. Who knows what I know what they putting in it. I'm going to tell y'all in the different series as these things unroll. We are being manipulated and uneducated and killed and exterminated, and we have to do something about it. And if we don't stand up for us, who will?
Half of the experiments, Calhouns supplied powdered food, but in the other half, he placed feeders of his own design, consisting of hard pellets behind a wire mesh. Half of his experiments began with 32 mice, the other half with 56, of evenly male and female composition, and all having just reached maturity. Calhoun estimated that approximately 40 rats could comfortably be housed in these enclosures, but he would allow these populations to increase to 80 before he would cull them.
You see that? So he's allowing repopulation in detrimental environments. And this is going to affect the body and the mind in a certain way.
Immediately after introduction, things began to go awry. The females, unsurprisingly, spread themselves out somewhat evenly through the pens, but after the males jockeyed for...
So now you got the females spreading themselves out evenly. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically females becoming hoes, and we're going to see that. We're going to see the female rats start becoming hoes. They spread themselves out. They started mating everywhere. They all crossed the bridge. They started from one rat house and ended up on the other side of the rat house. Females becoming hoes. Now you wonder why all of our females are whores and they want to give themselves up to everybody, because the environment is controlling their mindset and making them think that way. So I can't get mad at a whore anymore. I have to know that it's a psychological lock It's psychosis going on, and I have to debrief her and I have to reprogram her. We are in charge of her. We are responsible for the whores. We're responsible for the killers. We're responsible for all of these mentally ill black people, because if we are not going to fix them, who are going to fix them? That's why we need institutes. That's why we need different schools. That's now we need all types of transitional home programs for the prisoners coming home. That's why we need to control our own food, and that's why we need land to build our own agriculture systems, to have our own water reservations and all these things. Because if we control the environment, then this type of shit won't happen no more.
For dominance, and those of highest rank were determined, they began to distribute themselves strangely. Less dominant.
You see that? They started distributing themselves strangely. Ooh-wee.
Male rats will typically awaken earlier and begin to wander and forage for food, and due to the design of the pen, this meant that they usually would end up in the center sections to eat. During this time, the dominant males of the outer pens would wake up and begin guarding their respective territories.
So now you got selfishness being taught, because you got overpopulation, you got rats on top of rats, or what we're going to call Negroes on top of Negroes, and you got limited food supply. So what the strong men did, they automatically said, I'm going to take care of my family, to hell with you niggas, and they started guarding the food. Now violence is finna break out. Now, is violence, did that start by the rats, or did that start by those who control the environment? Was the environment set up to create violence, or was the rats just born violent little disastrous monsters? No, the environment made the rats disastrous monsters. So guess what? How we can rechange that? We can change the environment and add more food to environment. Now the big rats ain't got to kill every other rat and ain't got to protect its family, because it's enough food to go around for everybody. That's a problem. That's a program to solve that problem. So it's showing, what I'm trying to show y'all here is now we need to grow our own food. We need to have our own fields. This will solve the problem and bring them things that we grow to the community, and sell the things that we grow less than the damn stores. If we sell them, we can put their asses out of building, out of business, and get these other nations from out of our neighborhoods. But we have to get the land to grow the food and grow it in mass production. And that way we can charge less than everybody else. And now our people are only buying from us. This builds up the economical system. This take away the controlled environment. And now you don't have to rob and kill to feed your family, because it's food for everybody. That's the problem, and that's the solution. If y'all see that problem and solution so far, type in some nines. Type in some nines. See that I'm done with I understand y'all love my intelligent side. I understand y'all love for when I talk about science and spirituality, but we need to start talking about problems, and we need to start having answers for these problems. We need to start having answers for these problems. If y'all get that so far, type in some nines. All praises, all praises. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Since there was only one entrance ramp to either end, the dominant males of either pen would bar the return of the less dominant males, forcing the male population to clump in the center pens, while the dominant end males protected what came to be their harems.
That's another one too. Notice how they make most of these neighborhoods are one way in, one way out. One way in, one way out. This allowed gangs, because all these males, they did nothing but form gangs amongst each other. All the strong rats formed a gang, and they started bullying and exploiting all those that were less fortunate or were scared to die. And they did that by blocking off certain pathways, or what we're going to call gangways. Now a brother can't even get to work, or he either going to get bullied into being a part of a gang, or he's going to get his ass beat every single day, and then he's going to go to another gang to rival with that gang. Now you got two tribes, a part of the same race, hating each other, fighting over food that's controlled by the who? Fighting over a neighborhood that's controlled by the who? Fighting over an environment that was created and controlled by who? We. See that? We can look at nature and see what's going on with the black man and black woman. We can look at nature and see what's going on. And that's why we need more streets, more roads. We need to build our own communities, build our own houses, and we can delegate our own roading systems on our land. You see that? Or we need to start voting in lower black people into the lower class of politics and get aldermen involved and get certain people involved and vote them in. And before we vote their ass in, we need to let their ass know, if we vote you in, we got to hold you to this. You need to build more streets and more roads. You need to stop making damn gangways. You see that? You need to have a mandatory black men go through the neighborhoods and make sure that the children are in school and not cooking. And when I mean school, I mean black education schools that teaches true black history. We need our own community. See that? That way they not huddling up in gangways and figuring out ways to be mischievous or to be evil. See that? But in order to do that, we must control the what? Environment. Hold on, let's keep it going.
Only a few other deferential males were allowed to remain.
Were what? Allowed to remain. Ooh-wee.
Few remaining males began exhibiting odd behavior, though they would spend most of their time in the burrows with the females, hiding away from the dominant male. They would never attempt to mate with any of them.
So now, this shows you that the environment is turning these males homosexuals. They don't want to even mate with the females no more. Their spirit is broken. They're hungry. And when they do get to eat, they eat the scraps. They're eating the wrong things. They're being dominated by the bigger males in the community. They're being exploited. They can't even go nowhere. They're scared to go out a certain gang paths. They're scared to go down a certain pathways. So they hide amongst the women, just like little boys do with their mama when the male is going out of the household. So now, guess what? They're learning from the females. They learning females' ways. Now you finna have little Negro boys running around wearing a purse. You're gonna have little Negroes boys wanting to play with the white Barbie dolls. You're gonna have little Negro boys putting their hands on their hips. You're gonna have little Negro boys popping and twerking and doing things that females do. You're going to get feminizing characteristics because they grew up around the females because they were scared of the males or intimidated by the elders. And the elders didn't want nothing to do with them because the elders was too busy trying to take care of their household. And Negro, elder, these are your children. It's your village. It's your village. But you are selfish and you narcissistic. You want to control your own thing. And little black boys suffer from it. And then you will go on and you will have all this hate speech about effeminate boys, about homosexuality when you created it. When you created it. But it's not your fault because the environment created you. If y'all see how deep this go, type in some nines. If y'all see how deep this go, type in some nines. The environment is everything, y'all. Your environment is everything.
Instead, perplexingly, they would try to mate with the dominant male, and even more perplexing, the dominant male would not fight these attempts. At the same time as this was happening,
hold on,
the
check this
effect
out,
of
y'all.
Calhoun's
Let's
special
read this. Hold on, let's listen to
These
this.
few remaining males began exhibiting odd behavior, though they would spend most of their time in the burrows with the female.
And notice it said odd behavior, y'all. Odd behavior. This is all behavior analysis, and this is the whole point of the Eye of Lotus Research Institute. We are doing the same behavior analysis on our people, seeing how the environment is affecting them, and by that we are coming up with solutions to overthrow this environment and or to redo this environment on our own, for we can get rid of these problems and bring solutions, y'all. That's the whole point of the Eye of Lotus Research Institute. So again, if you're available and you love your community, you love your people, and you have an intellectual mind, and you just want to be there and you want to become a part of this research, reach out to me. Y'all see the number is on the screen. Send me a message. Don't call me right now because we doing this, but we gonna talk about it. I'm opening up the phone lines, and look, y'all, we finna change the world, y'all. We finna change this. We not putting up with this bullshit no more.
The less dominant males, forcing the male population to clump in the center pens, while the dominant end males protected what came to be their harems. Only a few other deferential males were allowed to remain. These few remaining males began exhibiting odd behavior, though they would spend most of their time in the burrows with the females, hiding away from the dominant male. They would never attempt to mate with any of them. Instead, perplexingly, they would try to mate with the dominant male.
You see that? So it shows you homosexuality. The ones that lost confidence, the one that lost their manhood, the one that was literally segregated in the back with the females, that learned the ways of the females. Now they didn't even want to mate with the females. They wanted to start making love to the masculine males. They wanted to, and that's why you see in statistics and things I was reading, most young black boys, they get stimulated when their fathers are holding them, if their fathers is not in the household a lot. So when the father start holding them, the little black boy would get stimulated, and y'all wondering why the little boy have a hard penis. That's because he want to have affection, and he don't know that sex with another male is bad at this time. He just want to be accepted by that father figure. You see that? And that's why little black boys that is missing a father in the household most likely turn out to be homosexual, or experiment with homosexuality, or have homosexual thoughts and don't never want to tell you about it. You see that? This is all because of the environment, though. This don't have nothing to do with the little black boy. He didn't do this. He didn't create these thoughts. Remember, your thoughts is not in your mind. Your thoughts is influencing coming to your mind by way of what? The electrical magnetic field. But your electrical magnetic field is attached to what? Its environment. So miss me with the black on black violence bullshit. If it's black on black violence, it was taught to us by cave dwellers. If it's homosexuality, it was taught to us by cave dwellers. Am I saying it is right? No, I'm not. It's wrong as all hell. But am I saying that it's a root cause of what happened and it wasn't caused by us? Yes, I am. And we can prove it, and we proving it now.
And even more perplexing, the dominant male would not fight these attempts.
You see that? Now, even more perplexing, the dominant male wouldn't even fight these attempts. He's so high on his hog and his superiority over his people that he'll give in, and just for the sake of having his ego stroke, he'll let the mouse do his thing to him. Or he'll let the young male give him a blowjob somewhere and never tell his wife about it. And you wonder why the AIDS... Look, let me not get real deep into it, because that's for the next lesson. I'm going live every other day bringing out these daggers.
At the same time as this was happening, the effect of Calhoun's special feeders was taking hold. Since procuring food was such a lengthy process at the hard food feeders, it was common for one rat to join another while in the process of feeding. By this method, the rats slowly became conditioned to eating in the company of other rats until, eventually, the rats would refuse to eat unless another rat was present. Since more rats tended to be in the center pens, this behavior meant that, over time, more and more rats made their way there, further condensing them. This heightened the proximity of an already cramped population. In the experiments with the powdered food, this effect was far less pronounced. With these factors combined, Calhoun noted what he called a behavioral sink.
Ooh-wee, do y'all hear that? So the environment created a what, y'all? Type it in. The environment created a behavioral sink. When something sink, that means it drowns. That means it falls. When something sink, that means it drowns. That means it falls. That means it is done. It is destroyed. Type it in. Your environment. Type this in, y'all. The wrong environment creates a behavioral sink. The wrong environment creates a behavioral sink. Ooh-wee. 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 And it gets deeper. They finna start killing each other. They finna start raping each other. They finna start breaking in each other's houses and taking food. You finna start seeing rat on rat violence. Hoo-wee. Just like black on black violence, you finna start seeing rat on rat violence. You finna start seeing rats becoming sick. You finna start seeing certain rats ain't worried about nothing but how they look. They call the beautiful rats. They in there just worried about their face, their makeup, and how they look, getting ran by other rats. You finna see the black community. That's what you finna see. While watching and studying these rats, you gonna see your own community, family. And it's heartbreaking. It hurts my heart really looking at it. It gets me very angry inside, but instead of being angry and lash out, I'm going to use my intellect. I'm going to use my intelligence, and I'm provoking y'all to do the same thing, to use your intellect, use your intelligence, use your economics, use your money, use your buying power, and let's start bringing these things together and create solutions for these problems.
Or an increase in pathological activity in the rats due to the stress involved in such high population density. For the females, the behavioral sink manifested in reduced capacity for nest building and young rearing. Infant rats are extremely dependent upon their mothers for nearly all things. However, under the effects of the behavioral sink, the mothers would often be interrupted in their nest building practices to engage in some other social activity.
So it is so distracted, and the environment have distracted with them so much. Now, when she has a baby, she can't even be in her baby's life. She's busy cooking. She's busy doing that. She's busy doing this. She's busy doing that. She's busy doing that. That she ain't even got the environment straight for her child. You see that? So now there is a mother and child broken relationship. It's something missing there, and you wonder why the daughter is against the mother and despite the mother. You wonder why the son is too attached to the mother and want his mother to be his girlfriend, or he's so attached to his mother he learned her behavioral system and he becomes a homosexual. This is all by design from the environment, and these bastards knew what they were doing because they did these environments and been doing these environments since the beginning of time, and seeing how it did to the rats, seeing how it did to certain animal species, and then they did the same thing to us, and we are reacting in the same way. You cannot tell me that this shit was not done on purpose. You can't tell me that. You can't. You can pull that bullshit on somebody else. You can't pull it on Yah'ki, and I'm pretty sure you can't pull it on y'all now. You can't. We are being experimenting on. This is an experimental environment. This is why you sick. This is why you dying. This is why black men are locked up in prison houses. This is why black men are homosexuals. This is why males want to be females. This is why you got stud lesbians and girls wanting to be males. This is why men are sterilized and can't have children. This is why women have so many fibroids and can't reproduce. You see that? It's the environment. Who is going to stand up and help us change this environment? That should be our main focus, y'all. Straight up.
And wore on, this led to sparser nests which could not house the young properly. If a mother decided to move her litter, she often would only move some of them or scatter them about the pen.
You see that now? Ooh.
And separately.
Y'all see that? So if she had to move her family, she'll leave some of them. Just like when they tired of the children, women leave their children to the streets. I'm gonna let the streets wait. Lord, I can't. He's too much. I can't do nothing with him. The father ain't in the household. It's too many of them. All of them got different daddies. I ain't got no uncles to drop them off to. I'm gonna leave them to the streets. So she'll take her babies and she'll leave the younger ones to themselves. Now the environment is raising them, and the worst thing you can do is have the environment raise your children. That's the worst thing you can do, because this environment is not conducive for our cells and our minds to thrive in. So she's leaving them. Now they left to fend for themselves. So these two rats that's left with my marker at, and the mama leaving out, they're finna be criminals. They gonna be locked up. They gonna have felonies. They might end up dead, or they might end up homosexuals. I'm pretty sure they're gonna end up with STDs. They're gonna end up murderers. They're gonna end up scammers. They're gonna end up liars. Who caused that though? Was it the mother leaving them? No. Should she have left them? Hell no. But is it her fault? No, it's not. It's the environment fault. Who controlled the environment? Who built the system? Who built the government? Who put the food in the neighborhood? Who built the buildings the way they are? Who put the food in the buildings? Who bring their waters and ran their water lines into this? Who did this? Who controlled the environment? The scientists did. Who control our environment? The government do. We got to look. 1 + 1 = 2, y'all, in every language. 1 + 1 = 2 in every language.
Locations. What's more, when female rats are ready to mate, the males can sense it, and the enclosed space meant that a female could not escape the continuous advances of the males during these periods. Even when they would enter their nests for a reprieve, they would be followed in and harrowed.
So now you got lustful males. Males are becoming lust freaks, like dogs with the pink things hanging out. I was one of these male rats, chasing cat all day, every day. Only thing I was focused on when I was younger in my high school days. Same thing you see with them. See that? They said that she couldn't even go to her living quarters. She can't even walk down the street with you looking at her ass and looking at her breast, looking at her like she's a snack. With all your homeboys jumping on her, trying to talk to her, trying to get between her, and don't know what the hell's in her mindset. See that? So our lust comes from who? Is it the black boy's fault? Is it these rats' fault? that they want to hump and they want to run trains and she can't even go to the bathroom. She can't even walk down the street. She can't even go into the gas station to pump her gas without 100 Negroes trying to rape her in their minds and trying to talk to her for one reason and one reason only. And that's not to repopulate, but that's to bust a nut. Is that his fault? No, it's not. Should he be smarter than that? Yes, he should. But is that his fault? Or is he programmed like that by his environment? Ooh-wee. It's the environment. And again, who created the environment, y'all? Y'all answer that for me on this comment board. Who created the environment? Let's talk about it. Let's talk. Who created that's right, the cave dwellers. Ooh-wee.
These factors.
We think we the problem. It's the environment. The environment is the problem. I'm done pointing the finger at brothers for being hateful, for being jealous and envious and being mad and being indoctrinated, being murdered. I'm done pointing the finger. Yes, you know better, but we need to get to the root of the problem, and then we won't even be having to deal with this no more.
Together result.
And it's something that's not going to change. It's going to have to be a civil war. It's something that's just not going to change. It's going to have to be a civil war, a civil psychological war. Because there's some Negroes that's just not going to change. It is. And I'm sorry, but you can't come with us.
In an extremely high infant mortality rate, in one case reaching 96%. For the males, this manifested in different ways. The dominant males would occasionally lash out in violence.
Look at that violence. Boy, he got stabbed in the head, or it's a gunshot to the head in the projects. It's a gunshot in the head in North St. Louis. So these are projects, y'all. See that? This is rigged. This shit is rigged up, man. Thousands of our people in prison. This is rigged up. Millions of us are filling prisons. Millions of us have viruses that was created in laboratories in Maryland. You see that? Many of us are dying off of diseases. Many of us are starving of starvation, eating and look, you filling your face every single day, but you still hungry because you're malnutrition, because they taking out all the minerals and the nutrients in your foods. Many of us are drinking water every day, but still dehydrated because you're not even drinking water and water ain't even damn wet. Many of us. Like, look, the survival of our race depends on us, family. And we have to do something ASAP, man. Now. Not right now, but right now.
Against the other members of the pen, including infants, often biting and wounding their tails. Among the lower class males were three groups. The first he described as the homosexuals, which...
You see that? Oh, man. So what made the first homosexual? Was it them? Was they born gay? You know, as they say. Was they born gay? Huh? Or was it the environment? Did something happen? See that? Instead of us ridiculing them, we need to sit them down and talk to them. They need heavy meditation, heavy prayer. They need programs. They need to detox. You know, you can detox homosexuality out. You can. They need to detox. They need new education. They need a way of looking at reality. Because remember, your ectoderm, which is your skin, is connected to your eyes and the way you see men and see women, the way you see your environment. And your skin is connected to your brain. Your brain is connected to your epithelial layer. This is connected to your hair, your sensory senses, which is connected to your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands is connected to your sex hormones. Your sex hormones is produced in, you know, you get horny to who you want to have sex with. So who control that? Oh, the environment. See, we talking holistic healing here. We talking holistic healing here.
She immediately corrects as pansexuals, who would not compete for status, but would often attempt to mate with any other rat, regardless of gender or age. Much like in the end pens, these advances went unchallenged. The second group he described as somnambulists, who moved slowly through the pen without interacting with other individuals in any fashion, and the other rats, in turn, ignored them, except in rare circumstances.
And these are called your autistic ones, you know, your autistic little black boys and little black girls, you know, very nonchalant, don't want to be a part of the environment. They can't communicate or relate to the environment. They just don't fit in well. They're not good in the environment, nor they're not bad in the environment. They just been so systematically messed up because the environmental changes to their DNA, like what? Vaccinations, or just been thrown in a certain situation that they just have become unattached to the environment and to themselves. Man, look, y'all, this is mind blowing, y'all. This is mind blowing.
These rats externally he described as fat, sleek, and healthy looking. But to him, the strangest group was the third, which he named the probers. These rats were
check out this, the probers. The probers is gonna blow your mind.
Hyperactive, hypersexual, and pansexual. Despite violence from the dominant males, they would viciously pursue females in heat, eschewing any sort of courtship ritual and following them into their burrows to mate.
See that? They like, forget relationships. I want a one night stand. I want to meet you in the club and I need to hit that now. And if you have a baby by it, I'm going to pay you to get rid of that baby. If you don't get rid of that baby, oh well. Who that sound like?
Later on in the experiments, they would often find the corpses of the improperly cared for young, which they would cannibalize. In time, one of Calhoun's assistants would publicly describe these pens as hell.
You see that? They describe the environment as what? Hell, the belly of the beast, the hood.
Point, Calhoun ended the experiments, but
he didn't. This is a lie. He did not end the experiments. We got all the information. He didn't. They're lying.
Predicted that these pathological changes would have eventually led to the deaths of the colonies.
So it says, look, that these pathological changes would eventually led to the death of all the rat colonies. So the environment exterminated what? All of this rat race. All the rats would have died if he wouldn't have stopped it. He kept it going on, but showing you that the environment is exterminating us, and who created the environment. See that? Eugenics. Look, this is deep, y'all, and it gets deeper, but we going presentations. We finna start traveling, and we putting together a worldwide city tour. And with this worldwide city tour, only thing we are asking for the people. Hold on, let me take this off real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. 1 second. So we putting together a not a worldwide, because we only going around the USA, but we're gonna go to all the major cities, and we're gonna come and bring y'all a deep presentation and show y'all the problems in the communities and issues and how to fix these things, right? And the whole thing is for free. Only thing we ask is y'all just secure the travel expenses. We'll bring y'all herbs around to y'all, everything. We're gonna set it up big. It's gonna be about 4 of us. Oh, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 plus our security, and we coming and we finna change this game up, y'all. It's a whole lot of things in store. So if y'all looking for us to come to you to show y'all the presentation and present y'all the solution to these problems, make sure y'all hit us up. Hit me up on this number. Email me as well, and we finna get all this straight. There's gonna be more information coming from days and days in when I keep doing this. But look, it's go time. It's Togam. That's right. Kadar Margaret Singer. That boy. That's a look. Let me not quit cursing people out, but yeah, Planned Parenthood. She say one dead baby is a better day in the world for her. It's crazy, man. But if y'all got that so far. And y'all understand what's going on, and y'all understand where I'm going with this and what this movement is gonna look like. Could y'all type in some 9s for me? And then I'm gonna open up the phone lines for y'all. Yes, we coming to New York. We most definitely coming to New York. Me, not be, Stanley. All the brothers and sisters, we just got to come together and what do you say? We got to come together, and we got to actually Malachi Maccabee. We got to come together, and we got to pick the dates, pick the times, and pick the places, and then we gonna be at y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be at y'all, and we trying to do everything as cheap and as less expensive as possible. Yes, we most definitely got to come. North Carolina, all of it. We got to come all of Tulsa, all of it, Chicago, all of it, y'all. You know we coming to St. Louis. I'm actually doing a seminar in St. Louis at the end of next month too, y'all, at the end of July. So yeah, we're gonna get it all together. Look, right now I'm finna open up the phone lines. I see everything. Y'all got it. Y'all already know we coming to LA. We coming everywhere, y'all. We are. So just make sure y'all hit us up. Make sure y'all shoot me texts on this number right here. I'm not gonna be able to get back to all of them simultaneously, but we are gonna be getting back to them. I'm gonna be in Cincinnati in 2 weeks. No, in a week, matter of fact. I'm not doing a speaking engagement. We going out there and we finna do some healing. Peace, love, light, and healing, family. Speak your name, speak your peace. What's going on with you? Is you on? You on, right? Hold on. Maybe I did something wrong. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on, family. What's going on? I'm trying to hook up into this thing. Hold on. I can hear you, but hold on. I'm trying to plug into the system for they can hear you. Y'all gotta quit calling me though. Y'all quit, cause I can't plug in and y'all ain't gonna be able to hear. Y'all be blowing it up, boy. I mean, and I'm not mad at it. If y'all keep calling, I can't even plug into the system. Okay, here it go. Let me see if it plug up. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. All right, peace. Can you hear me?
Peace, love, light, and healing, family.
Peace, love, light, and healing, queen. How you doing? Y'all are blowing me up right now because y'all let the lady speak. And look, I'm getting a whole new system for we can put people on hold and have like 12 people online at the same time. All this coming. Y'all already know Tampa is my spot. That's where my heart at. Tampa is where my heart. I'm in Tampa so much. I'm in Tampa like once a month. So you already know we coming to Tampa. But go ahead, queen. How you are? Speak your name, speak your piece. Who are we speaking with?
You are speaking with Rakai again. I met you in Vegas.
How you doing, Miss Rakai? How you feeling, queen?
I'm feeling good. I am so excited right now, and I really do want to be a part of this movement and this revolution.
Oh, praise.
So yeah, I'm ready to ride. I'm ready to get there.
That's what I'm talking about, queen. Look, the revolution will be televised. This is most definitely gonna be televised, and you know it's a beautiful thing just to see all of our people waking up and really wanting to be a part of this. And I'm just excited, and it's just time to quit talking, and it's time to really start doing something about this. And like I said, we can be smart. We don't have to, you know what I'm saying, bear arms and go and shoot up. We ain't even talking about that. We talking about psychological warfare, using our minds and separating ourselves from these nations, separating ourselves from these people. We can use our minds. Our mind is way more powerful than some damn weapons and all of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So look, we gonna do it. We finna get it done.
So I'm going to be messaging you my information because I do want to stay connected.
Okay.
I do have 2 questions for you tonight.
Okay, go ahead.
I am a doula in training. So right now, what I would love to know is what diet do you believe that mothers should have
raw diet
before baby? All raw diet.
All raw diet, yes. Before and after, all raw. Tell them to be very, very careful with the fruits if they want to do fruits, because the thing with the fruits are going to start a purging effect, and this purge is going to be real. They're going to be pooping, they're going to be peeing, they're going to be doing everything else. So I wouldn't actually recommend them to do all fruits the whole time, but I do recommend them to do a all raw diet, which is fruits and vegetables and certain herbs that they can take, but stay away from the herbs. Just do fruits and vegetables all raw. And you can do raw cooking too, where you just mix your food up and you place it and dress it a certain type of way for it can taste good. Like for me, for instance, I love raw zucchini noodles. You know what I'm saying? You can make your own raw sauce from tomatoes and stuff like that, and you can have you some raw spaghetti. There's so many different things that you can do. We just need to, and that's the whole point for the Institute and education and us traveling and just teaching all these things, for we can start implementing them and we won't get bored with the change. The reason why a lot of people are scared to change because they're so used to the program. When we show them something new, they get bored with it. So we got to mix it up a little bit to make it more exciting and give our people something to look forward to. You hear me?
Thank you.
Oh, that's all good.
So my second question, because like for me, I was telling you the last time I talked to you about like just my addiction to like, fast food and everything. Recently, I'm excited to say I no longer eat meat.
All praises. Congratulations. All praises.
Thank you. But the question would be for my partner. what kind of therapeutic package that I should start with him as well, because we haven't started yet.
Mm-hmm.
But what kind of package would I be able to, or what should I get for him? Because he, you know, drinking and then the bad foods as well, and I know that took a toll on his body, you know, through the years.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to get him a fresh start as well.
Get him the geogenetics week 1 and 2. The geogenetics week 1 and 2 protocol that'll cleanse all 150 trillion cells of his body. It most definitely will cleanse out his liver. It cleanse out his pancreas, every organ. That will cleanse him out very, very good and put him on an all raw diet or all raw fruit diet. That's what he'll need. Geogenetic therapeutic protocol week 1 and 2.
Thank you so much.
It's all good, Queen. Peace, love, light, and healing, Queen. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to your family.
Peace, love, light, and healing, family.
All right, shalom, shalom. All right, y'all can call me. Y'all can call me. My bad. I'm not trying to go off on y'all, but y'all be blowing it up. Y'all really do. Peace, 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 love, light, and healing, family. Speak your name. Speak your peace. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. It's so many people calling in at one time, brother, that it just knocked the thing off the system. Peace. Can you hear me? Y'all got a quick. Can you hear me, brother? Peace.
Yes, peace.
Man, my bad, God. When I say they is blowing the lines up, I can't even. It's knocking. Y'all hear all the beeping in the background. How you doing, man? Speak your name, speak your peace, brother. What's going on with you?
Good. My name is Trey, man. I'm from Chicago. I've been watching all your videos. My brother, he got a problem going on.
What's going on with him?
Yeah, he has hypothyroid.
Hyperthyroidism. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has the doctor diagnosed him with HPV. He has warts on his
HPV,
his genitals,
Reptilian virus.
Yeah. He said he has HPV, but the warts are gone from his.
Brother, call me back, brother, if you can. Hey, look, y'all. So many people are calling at the same time that my phone is crashing, y'all. So many people are calling in at the same time that my phone is crashing. So if y'all could just, you know what I'm saying, just slow it down a little bit. I know everybody, you know, want to talk, and we're gonna allow that. But if y'all can slow it down just a little bit, and then stop the phone from doing that. Peace, love, light, and healing, family. Speak your name, speak your peace.
Yeah, I was just on the phone. I got disconnected.
All praise. Yeah, my bad. It's just so many people calling in at the same time. So I'm glad it's you again. So
yeah, no problem.
Yeah, my bad, y'all. So what's going on?
Yeah,
so you said HPV, you got hyperthyroidism. What else?
Yeah, that's it. So he had the warts on his private, and the warts were gone. And I've been having them I've been having them for 10 days. They've been eating just fruits and vegetables.
Okay, now get him off the vegetables too, because even though the wart's gone, that don't mean that the parasite is gone, and that virus that's created by the protein is still there. And you most definitely don't want him having sex with other women, because he give her HPV, anybody he's laying down with, it'll cause them to get all type of systematic cervical cancer and things like that, or ovary cancer and stuff like that, because that's what HPV turn into. It's a parasitic that's mixed with a strand virus that's produced by the cells, and it literally causes warts. And not only do it causes warts, but it causes uncontrollable cellular mitosis of the cell, which causes cancer. Now, as far as the thyroid, we have to go after the thyroid. Once you cleanse the thyroid and you cleanse all the cells of the body, you can actually get rid of these things. So when you're dealing with the thyroid, you have to look at the parathyroid, and you have to look at thyroxine, which is produced by the thyroid gland. We got to get in calcium. He need to get out into the sun a lot, at least sit 2 hours a day in the sun. While he's sitting 2 hours a day in that sun, he need to get him some iodine and iodide. He can get iodine and iodide and bromine. He can get that from his sea moss. So you have to get him some sea moss, some kelp. You can get him some dose, some club moss, and things like that. But you're going to have to go after the glandular highway or the endocrine system to balance everything back out. Now, the question is, you're going to have to ask what is causing the thyroid to be hyper. The thyroid is hyper because of the environment. So you're going to have to change his environment. Well, the thing that affects your environment the most is the things you're putting in your mouth. So have him on an all fruit diet. That way he can cleanse and open up his kidneys and get that lymphatic system going. That way all that acidic waste is not chewing up at his thyroid, and he's not producing too much calcium and calcifying it, because that's what's going to make it be hyper. You also can check his basal temperature by putting a thermometer under each armpit, and if it's over that 90.7 or if it's below 90.7, that's telling you if it's really hyper and overactive or underactive. Do he have a goiter or anything growing on there, or it just they saying it's hyperactive? Is his eyes bulging out?
No, it's hypo. It's hypo. It's low.
It's low?
It's not producing enough.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's not producing enough. Then that means he's oversaturated with calcium then. And the reason why he's oversaturated with calcium, because he have too much acids in his body. And calcium is a calming mechanism. It's an electrical calming mechanism mineral. And what happens is when you have too much acids in the body, mucus starts producing, and then calcium come and calm down the acid in the mucus. So it starts pulling calcium from the bones and pulling calcium from the cells. And what it does is it goes towards the thyroid, and then when it gets to the thyroid, it calcifies the thyroid and it starts swelling up the thyroid. It'll create a mass around the thyroid, and it slows down the production of parathyroxine and parathyromone. That's what's going on. So the problem of the root to the problem is acidic environment. We have to get rid of the acids that's in his body. So completely alkaline his body, and the best way to do that is with all fruits. While you doing that, put him on our endocrino kit. It's called the endocrino kit, the essential glandular kit off the website, and it comes with a parathyroid tincture. It comes with a thyroid tincture. We go after all the major glandular organs inside the body, and we rebalance the body while alkalining them as well, and that'll get rid of that issue.
Yeah, and should he stop the medicine right now? And for the thyroid?
So online, you can book a consultation and we can talk about that. But I can't tell you that he should stop his medicine. But I will tell you this: if it was me, if it was Yah'ki, and I was going through the same thing, I wouldn't take the medicine. But you got to be careful, because if he's not getting synthetic thyroxine and T1, then that means the thyroid is the gearship of the body, and he can go into cardiac arrest. He can have heart attacks. His eyes can start popping out his head. I mean, all types of different things will happen to the metabolic process, and his connective tissue will become very weak. So that means he'll have scars that won't heal. He can be bruised easily. Bones will start breaking easily and things like that. So if it was me, I'd play it smart. And I don't want to say stay on that stuff. I wouldn't want to stay on it, but I'll make sure that I get my diet together quickly and I get my herbs soon as possible. That's what I say. If it was me, I'll do that before I start taking that medicine, because that medicine have so many side effects to it. It's crazy.
Yeah, and there's any way to test him for the HPV to know if it's healed or not after we take the package, or how do we find out that?
You got certain type of test that checks for the HPV, but usually when it's dealing with a man with HPV, what happens is it goes dormant. So what you do is cleanse, and you cleanse the cells up real good, and then if you don't have an outbreak no more, it's gone. But usually it goes dormant in males, and it stay dormant for the rest of their life, and then they pass it over to the woman. And then a woman gets cervical cancer and stuff like that from it. So cleanse. You're going to see all them worms come out. You're going to see them Zygote worms come out and all of those things. And there is different type of tests that you can get, but it's better to get it tested while you have the outbreak. That way they can find the antigen through the live culture and then test for the antigen again. It's kind of hard trying to test for the antigen if you don't have the actual culture to swap. So if he do have another outbreak, go get it tested, go get it swabbed, and then they can check it again to see if it's still inside the bloodstream, because the body is going to automatically build up antibodies for it due to the lymphatic defense system. But there is tests you can take for it, though. There is certain tests you can check. But all these tests are not even real, y'all. I want to let y'all know that, too. You know what I'm saying? All these tests be fake standards, and they held by fake-ass guidelines. So keep that in mind as well.
For sure. And as far as the package, should we just take that package that you recommended, or get the geogenetics?
The geogenetics, and the reason, and that's two options. I say get the geogenetics to handle every single thing, but I'd be worried about that thyroid more than that HPV, to be honest with you. and I just wouldn't have sex for a while and I get my thyroid together. So it depends on your financial stability. You know what I'm saying? If you can get the whole geogenetics and attack this thing as a whole, then do that. But if you can't and you limit it, work on that thyroid gland, because that's way more important than that HPV.
Yeah, no, we could buy the geogenetics, the 2000. Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, so you can do that, and what you would do is you can even break it up into payment plans on the website. So yeah, most definitely get that, and get that going. And I need his blood work. I need a TSI count on him to check his thyroid. I want paperwork, a complete CBC, which is a complete blood check paperwork, and I want a renal metabolic panel checking his kidney filtration.
Okay, and just email it to you?
Yep, email it to me and put you on. What's your name?
Trey.
Yep, put Trey and say I spoke to you on the show, and then I have Kawhi Ani. I'll take a look at it and we'll go from there. Let's do it.
Okay, appreciate it.
It's all good. Peace, love, light, and healing, King. Peace, God.
Peace, love.
Peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name, speak your peace. It's doing that again. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Peace, love, light, and healing. Let me get you in here. All right, there you go. Peace, love, light, and healing. Speak your name, speak your peace.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Peace.
Oh, yeah. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Queen? What's your name?
My name is Crystal.
Hey, how you doing, Crystal? What's going on with you?
Nothing. I was watching your show, and first of all, I just want to say that I'm just amazed with the knowledge that you have, the knowledge the Most High has given you.
All praises. All glory to the Most High. All praises. Thank you, sister.
Yes. Yeah, I was watching the video you just showed, and about the mouse. I can't think of what it's called.
It's called the Utopia Mouse Experiment, and it's way more, but I'm gonna bring the other ones out in my other segments of the show. It's so much. We'd be on here for 8 hours if I showed y'all everything.
Wow, that was, it was heartbreaking, first of all. Especially when you just think about our communities and everything. But thank you for sharing that. My two, because I know you got a lot of callers.
You hear the phone ringing off the hook?
Yeah.
They calling in. Go ahead, though.
Yes. I just two things. The first one was, I know you were talking about, we need to build our own schools, and I'm a teacher, but build our own schools, and we need our own hospitals and everything. And I'm just really hearing more people talk about that, and I'm in agreement. But then I think back on Black Wall Street and things like that. So I just think even if we tried to come together and do something, how could that work? Because they would still try and destroy it.
Of course, but you always have opposition though. The whole thing is how would our Creator look at us if we don't fight? How would our Creator look at us if we don't try? How would our sons and our daughters look at us if we just give up just because we are outgunned? You see what I'm saying? How would our children, how can they respect us if we just say, I'm gonna stick you in this school because if we build our own school, it might get bombed. If we build our own bank, it might get bombed. How would society look at us? How would our children look at us? And what's worse and what's most important, how can we look in the mirror and call ourselves black queens and black kings, or black gods and black goddesses, when we allow these things to happen without even trying?
Very true. Very true.
So the fight is way more important than who wins the war. Who stood up and fight? That's the most important thing. That's what make legacy. That's what create legends. That's what changes systems. It's the fight. You see that the revolt. The revolt that our brother did when he did the massacre. Notice he won. He lost the war. They hung him at the end. Nat Turner, he got hung. He got humiliated. But the what he did, that revolt woke up the minds of the black people, and it created a rebellious in our heart against this slavery systematic system that we're fighting here today. You see that? Hampton, the Black Messiah movement, the political parties of the Black Panthers, even though that all these people was weeded out, these people was killed, notice that at the end they were killed and they bombed them and they smoked them out. But what did it do to the generations that came behind them? Because I'm a awoken sheep, a sleeping giant who have woke up from that. Even though that they didn't win at the end, they won in the end potentially, because look what's birthed from it. Me, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Lilela Africa, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Ben Clark. You got all types of political party movements going on. You got Derek Grace who's beating the odds. You got so many different young black youths who's standing up. In St. Louis, we got Derek Seals, which he was murdered, but you got other different parties that is raising up. You got Antonio Jones. You have a whole movement of brothers that's just ready to take their freedom back, all because they did what they did. So even though they got stopped and they got assassinated and they got killed in their tracks, guess what they earned from us? They didn't only earn their respect, they earned the title of legend. They didn't only earn the title of legend, but we see what we need to do now. And we see that if we do this systematically as a people, you know what I'm saying, who knows what this thing might be. It might be different, but we have to fight though. And when I mean fight, I don't mean throwing hands. I don't mean getting gamma rays and getting guns and I don't even mean it. I mean systematically fighting with our intellect, our minds, and taking back what's ours. It's nothing to gain. Look, trillions of dollars pass our hands every year. It's nothing to get our own school, get our own land, and bring our children to our own school and teach them our own education. You see what I'm saying? So the fight is more important than the war per se, or we can use it like this, different perceptions. The war is more important than the fight. So long as we fighting, long as there's people on the front line fighting, that's what matters.
Well said. Yes, that's true. I guess my last question is like, I watched your video. I came across you because somebody sent a video with you, and I can't believe the other brother's name. I think it was Malachi Maccabee, or
that's my big brother.
Somebody like that.
Yeah, Malachi Maccabee.
Yes. And so we were coming into this knowledge about life and not eating meat and so forth, and we're still trying to wrap our head around that. But like, I know a lot of the times, like, for again, our community, it's not that people don't want to do these things, but they don't know how to do it. And just speaking for myself, like, I wouldn't know, because I'm not really a vegetable eater. I wouldn't know, like, I went to your website, what stuff is good to purchase or what's good for your body. Like,
but the website is set up for that. Like, you go to the website and you got a whole chart under there when you go to the store that says what I'm suffering from. You click on it, it's going to subscribe you and all types of different herbs you can take. You can click on gut health. There's going to all types of stuff. You can go to my education tab and click on food combination chart. It's going to show you all types of foods to eat. You can go to my Eat to Live page. It's going to tell you what to eat and what not to eat. The whole site was created and made for you to. You don't even need me to know what you need to get. You just got to navigate through the whole entire site though. It's a lot of information there, but the site, even on the home page, I have all videos that show you how to use my site. Go to the home page and click on the videos on the home page. I take you through a whole thing on how to even use my site.
Okay. And so even for like the consultation,
yes,
if somebody had questions,
even for consultations, go in the shop, click on consultations, and you can book a consultation and you will speak to one of the herbalists. Even that's on there. Everything you need is on that site. It's just people don't have, and I'm not saying you don't, it's just a lot of our people don't have patience, so they don't like to read, but you a teacher, so I'm pretty sure you love to read. You just got to go through there and you got to go through the site, and the site is actually amazing and it works for you.
Okay. All right. So did you not, just for, and I'm hanging up after this, but just not for the consultation for the herb, but what about questions about some of the things you put in your lesson?
Yeah. So
is there a way to ask questions?
Yeah. So you go on the site, you click on the bottom right corner. It's a chat button. That chat button is open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. every single day. And there's somebody there to answer the questions. And then if you don't get an answer right away, it's a backup person that we got to come through and answer the question to you directly by email.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you. Peace, peace. Peace, love, light, and healing. Make sure you say peace, love, light, and healing to the family. All right. Peace, peace. All right, y'all. It's 11:30. I'm doing all these long ones. I got one more in me. All right. Peace, 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 love, light, and healing. Speak your name. Speak your peace.
Hey, Yahki. Peace, love, light, and healing.
Peace, peace, queen. How you doing? What's your name?
I am Ashley.
How you
I
doing,
am
Miss
from
Ashley? You from where?
Charleston, South Carolina.
South Carolina in the building. That's what we need to start doing. So I'm glad you did that. I'm gonna start asking people where they from. I need to start getting where these people from. So I'm glad you just did that. So South Carolina in the building. What's going on with you, Queen? Talk to your brother.
Yeah. I am the herbal ash pod. I've been on here
I see.
a while.
I'll be seeing you, Queen. I'll be seeing you. How you doing?
Doing well.
Oh,
I want to say thank you. I want to give praises to the Most High for you and your wives and your team, because I know you guys are working tirelessly.
Hallelujah.
So
yes, we are.
Yes. So because of you, I was able to read my grandmother's blood test in the hospital.
Oh, praises.
And
so what you watch? Did you watch my blood lesson that I did on how to read your own blood work?
Yes, I did. And also, I am becoming an herbalist, so I'm in training right now in Dr. Laila Africa. Rest in peace to him. He has that book, The Diagnosis, where it also breaks it down in his book as well.
Uh-huh.
And so, it's cancer, okay?
Uh-huh.
Because I narrowed it down and everything like that. And when I told the nurse about it yesterday, they were so shocked. The man was fumbling. He said, "How did you figure this out?" And they was just going crazy. And I explained to them that I knew what they were doing, because they don't like to tell you what's going on, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so my question to you is because they found a cyst on her, a very small cyst on her kidneys.
Mm-hmm.
Her glucose levels keep going up and down, and before they can even do like a so-called biopsy, whatever, they say her glucose levels got to be elevated. They keep giving her sugar water, and I'm just saying her hair falling out, all that stuff, and I know it's her pancreas, her liver, her kidneys, the lymphatic system, like everything you always be talking about. It's like her whole body is just in.
Shutting
I don't
down.
even know. Yeah, and so in my mind, I'm like, and she don't even want to eat anything. I try to give her some juice, to help her glucose levels go up. She don't even want to eat or not. She's talking, thankfully, but it's like, I don't know if I should give her the bitters, genetic package. I don't know. Right now, at this point, I'm just like, I need some help with that. Like, I don't know which package I can get her.
She off back on need the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2. I mean, it's off back. But the thing is, you have to get her to take it. You have to play around with her and see which fruit she like. Do she like applesauce? Is you gonna make her? That's gonna be your hardest part. The hardest part is gonna be getting her ready mentally to start eating again. But I can tell you exactly what's going on with her. Her adrenals are failing. It sounds like cancer, but it's because her adrenals is failing. If you have to get her adrenals back online, and that's probably why she's not hungry either. Because when the adrenals start to fail, the body kicks into fight or flight. And at the beginning of this video, I spoke on what happens to the body when it kicks itself into fight or flight. Your hunger automatically shuts down. You don't want anything because your body naturally go on a fast to try to heal itself through its own healing mechanisms. So, and that's all produced by the adrenal glands. Again, you're gonna have to get them adrenal glands back online. You're gonna do that by the geogenetic therapeutic package level 2, and you need to find her some fruits to eat. So what I need you to do is every time you get a chance, bring something to her and see if she'll eat it. Like if you know she ain't drinking juice, don't even bring her juice no more. Bring her a grape. She eat the grape, then do the grapes. Bring her some cut up mangoes. If she eat the mangoes, do the mangoes. But you're gonna have to play around. We had to do this a few times with a few people. You're going to have to play around and see if they're going to eat it. Usually I see people eating grapes, though. If you can find you some seeded grapes, that's cool. Mangoes, whether it's yellow mangoes, Mexican mangoes, or your tropical mangoes, them is good as well. You have so many fruits and a wide variety, especially where you at. And just get those things from the farmer's market or from like Publix or Whole Foods or something like that, and just bring them to her. If she don't like them in a solid form, then mush them for her and make her like applesauce, make her mango sauce and things like that, and see what she would eat. Then once you get that, then it's time to start implementing that package. And since she's not eating And I'm glad the package is in powder form now and in liquid anyway, and there's no capsules. That'd be perfect for her, because the geogenetic package, we do not do capsules anymore. And this is one of the main reasons why. It's because a lot of the clients be so sick that they can't eat, and we are into, and I'm not bragging on this because I don't like the fact that we have to pull people from their deathbeds, but usually when we have clients, they have cancer, they got full-blown AIDS, they have HIV, they are in like very chronic stages of illnesses. So we just had to make the packages more approachable and more easy to take. So that's exactly what I would do. Exactly what I do. And check that blood pressure and check that systolic, that top part. And I need to know that number. That would be her adrenals. I bet you it is her adrenals that's causing all these problems. And that's the reason why she have the cancer and the cyst on her kidneys, because the adrenals are in control of kidney functioning.
Yep. I said that to the doctor, and the doctor looked at me. He was like, you sure know a lot. It was almost like they didn't like coming in the room because I was on it. Yah'ki, I was listening to your videos while they were in there, and they were so agitated because everything you was spitting, they was just cutting their eyes.
Yeah, it's a reason why I'm banned for multiple hospitals in St. Louis. They hate me, boy. I'm telling you, they don't like me at all. I went to war with the best of them. I make them look real little, and it's not on purpose, but it's just to show the clients that these devils don't know what the hell they talking about.
Okay. Thank you.
It's all good.
Much.
It's all good, Queen. And yes, just let's do it. Let's do it. And make sure you link up. Make sure you send me a message on this phone number, and let's link up. Let's get her healed on up.
Oh, I sure will. And peace, love, light, and healing to everyone out there. Good night, guys.
All right. Peace, love, light, and healing, Queen. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, I think that's going to be my last one, y'all. I think that's going to be my last one. Hey, I love y'all indeed and truth. Let me turn this off because y'all do be blowing it up. That's my last one, y'all. That's my last one. I'm sorry I couldn't. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to make that my last one. All right, am I still on? Y'all see what's happening? Starting to do that thing again. Hold on. Starting to do that thing again. That's crazy. I wonder why I be doing that. Anyway, so look, I don't know. It just went black again. Well, anyways, look, I love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Make sure y'all type in y'all love yourselves and y'all love yourselves. It was beautiful talking to y'all. I hope y'all really, really learned some things today. I hope y'all apply the information. As I was telling y'all before, we will be starting to travel, and we are putting together a tour within the United States, and we're going to be coming to major cities, and we're going to be talking about these solutions and health issues and all type of stuff. We just got to come up with what we're putting together. Once we figure out that part and what we putting together, then we're going to put it out there for y'all. You know, y'all, I'm not taking any more phone calls. Hold on, y'all. Let me disconnect this. There you go. No more phone calls, y'all. All right. So, yeah, make sure y'all link up, y'all. 708-831-2335. Make sure that y'all send me a message with your name, make sure with your purpose of the message, and with your emails. And me and my team and staff will be getting back with y'all. All right. With that being said, I love y'all. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods. Peace to the earth.